Hey, what's up you guys? This is IslaBunny12 here, and we're here back with another video. Now, this one is definitely going to be different. I'm not usually one to focus up on trends, but if many of you know already or don't know, Scott Kaufman is already making a fifth Five Nights at Freddy's, and if you have not seen the trailer for that yet, I will put it in the description down below. But yeah, he's making a fifth Five Nights at Freddy's, the sister location. And a lot of people have already come up with theories and everything, and right now I would kind of love to give my opinion on some of the theories, and theories that I've actually thought of myself based on different information that I have looked at through other games. Like I said, I have no idea whether my theory is correct or not, but this is basically what I've put together and what I've thought of myself. You guys don't have to agree to it. You can, you don't have to. Doesn't matter. But basically, this is basically what I've kind of put together. Now, a lot of people are having the huge confliction of whether this game is taking place in the future or the past. Now, based on other Five Nights at Freddy's games, all four of them each have a timeline. Basically being Fnaf 4 was the first one describing the bite of 87. Fnaf 2 was the second one, basically explaining everything that happened right after the bite of 87. And then it goes to the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, which is basically after all that happened. And then you have Fnaf 3, which is when it finally turns into a horror museum once the restaurant closes down. Now, if you guys don't know, actually, Scott kind of gave this small hint in the Fnaf 3 game when the guy who you talk to over the phone finds the recordings of the phone guy from the past games. Now, if you haven't heard this phone call, it is in the third game and is on the fourth night where he talks about the sister location. And if you haven't heard it, I'm going to play it in the background now. I'm just going to say this right now. This is not, freaking sponsor or anything. Like, this is not any of that. Even though I would love to sponsor Five Nights at Freddy's, but I don't have the game, so I can't do that, and plus I don't know how to do that. So no, it's not a sponsor or anything. But yeah, and I'm not saying that I own the rights to this. I mean, this is all Scott's thing, but this is basically the Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the Night 4 call, where they actually talk about the sister location.
Hello. There's been a slight change of company policy concerning the suit. Don't. After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures, the company has deemed the suit temporarily unfit for employees.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but basically he said he's like, based on the spring lock things with the suits, he's like, don't use them. He's like, after an incident that happened at the sister location involving many of failure parts, which brings me to my theory that the sister location is based on the past. Because in Fnaf 3, this is basically after both of the restaurants closed down, and basically back when everything just got shut down, everything was already getting turned into the night museum. Now, back when the voice recordings were made was either during the first game or the second game, because that's when the phone guy appears. But when you think about it, based on the timeline of Five Nights at Freddy's, that when you see in the first game where the first game was basically in the timeline, was right after, it was the sequel of Fnaf 2. And Fnaf 2 has the more newer looking models that everyone originally thought was the sequel of Fnaf 1, but was actually the prequel. Which makes me think that the sister location was around at the time when Freddy Fazbear was originally open, like it was in Fnaf 2. Leading to me thinking that the sister location is based on the past. Because, and plus it also makes sense because if you look in the background of the game, it says underground in the thing very clearly. It says that this place takes place underground, and you're going down this elevator shaft and going down. And a lot of people have made good points. Why would you have animatronics like that underground unless there was a specific reason behind it? Now, again, I don't know if all this is true, and a lot of people have made theories that I've actually looked into and actually make a lot of sense. Like, such as the point that when you hear in the trailer, you keep hearing what is supposed to be, I'm guessing, Baby, the clown girl with the pigtails who literally scares me. She always says, she's like, don't hold it against us. You don't know what we've been through. Now, a person made a theory that I saw in the comments on a video about all this, that there could be the purple guy or another person, another killer, who's gotten into the location. And you can see that each animatronic has a voice box, like right here in the middle of their chest. It's like right around here. They each have a voice box, which what this person predicted is controlled by the actual control room, which is where you're taking over. Meaning that whoever can get to the microphone and get to that systems controls the animatronics so they don't say or do anything bad. Which would make sense if Baby's telling us don't hold it against us, thinking that there is another person controlling them to do violent things, and they have the concept that they know what they're doing is wrong, but they are not in control of themselves because they are only animatronics, and we as the people walking around, or the person who is after them, and after you, your character, is actually the one controlling them and making them do harmful things. Which, I could see that. I could really fully understand the whole concept of that. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And another thing that I found, actually, that was so interesting, and, you know, I had people, like, kind of, like, back this down, but it was so interesting when I found it. And it was another comment of a person who wrote that it's ironic that back in mythological times that there was a god named Balor, which is similar to the name Ballora, which is the ballerina in the sister location who does not open her eyes through the entire thing, which seems suspicious. And when I read this comment, it kind of opened up a door, and a lot of people actually believed in this. That her name is based on a Greek god that was named Balor. And his whole thing is that his eyes were closed the entire time because he was demonic. And once he opened up his eyes, it would cause destruction. And it's ironic with the fact that they almost have the same names and their eyes are both closed. I can totally believe this. I am a huge mythology believer. I believe this. I just think that the whole thing is just so full of secrets. I really do believe in my theory that the sister location is based on the past. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it can't be. These animatronics are shiny or new. Yes, but that's exactly what everyone thought when FNAF 2 came out, because everyone thought it was a sequel to FNAF 1. When you put the timeline together, it was actually the early version. So it could be that maybe these are models that were in the sister location that were getting built at the time, but never got a chance. But I have no idea. And another thing that kind of makes me back up with the fact that it's related to the time in the past, because if you actually look in the trailer, you can see the new and you can see him holding up a puppet of Bonnie. And the thing is, when you look in Fnaf 2, Bonnie actually looks like a newer model, and he's all blue, and he's got red cheeks. Coincidental that in the Fnaf 5 trailer, when he's holding up the puppet of Bonnie, it's all blue and white, and he's got the red cheeks. Which makes me think that this was at the time in the past when it was all created. And that's basically my short and tight little theory right there, along with other theories that I've seen. I wish that I could have more to talk about, but basically based on every single Five Nights at Freddy's game that I've looked over through, all the facts and everything, you know, because a lot of people said it has to be in the future. Like, no, based on the Freddy Fazbear timeline, it's like, when you look through the timeline, you look at all the events, it makes sense. Because Fnaf 4 was basically the beginning. That was based on the birthday party where the little kid happened to bite of 87. Fnaf 2 actually shows through the mini games that the one little kid who's shadowed off in the corner, always standing next to this dark figure, aka the purple guy, always standing off, and he never moved. He looked soulless. While the other 4 kids always were trying to have fun, and through one of the mini games it shows Give Them Life, which is basically putting the animatronic heads on each of the kids, which is after the bite of 87, after the one kid had died, and then this occurred right after all that happened. And then you have Fnaf 1, which is basically after everything happened, and that is when a new location actually opened up, and then that's when the phone guy actually got jumped by every single animatronic in Night 4. And then you have Fnaf 3, which basically is after everything shuts down, everything gets closed up after the so many murders that happened. Along at the time when the phone guy was around talking about how you can't get inside the animatronic suits. So it would have to be a past thing. And that's basically my theory. That is basically everything that I've put together, everything that I've thought of my theories, everything that I've backed up other theories that I've seen. I honestly can't wait for this game to come out. I can't wait to see so many YouTubers play it. I wish that I could get it and play it, but my computer is so old it's not even going to handle that gaming. Otherwise, I would honestly play it myself because I love Five Nights at Freddy's so much. And that's about it. Alright, you guys, I'm going to end this video here because I've been talking for such a long time. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can maybe, like, either, if you guys want to either back me up, or if you want to maybe point out something maybe that I got wrong, please let me know. I would love it. I really want to know your opinion on what you guys think based on everything that I've found and everything that I've looked deep into. But yeah. Alright, you guys, I'm going to head going. Please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!